Morning guys, how are we doing? Hope you're well. Friday morning already, Friday vibes. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. So I remember when I used to be in a position where somebody would come up to me and they could talk to me about something. They could spend a couple of minutes sharing an experience or trying to give me some instructions of how to do something. And this is in a period when I left the Royal Marines, and I had been living in civilian street for a couple of years, and at this point I was still definitely struggling with the PTSD side of things, the traumatic side of really the sudden change in my life. And somebody would be talking to me. They would be, like I say, trying to explain something to me or trying to talk about a situation or a story, and I would find myself just hearing a noise. Okay, so I would just kind of, be looking at them, looking like I'm listening, but be so mentally fucking warped, so mentally sort of exhausted that I wouldn't be taking anything in. My mind would be literally just fried, kind of like it's burnt out. My brain just felt burnt out, and I wasn't taking anything in. I wasn't listening to anybody. I wasn't looking any further than just right in front of me. My vision was blurred. The overwhelming tingling sensation down my left neck and arm through stress was ever present. And it was about me becoming super warped and stressed about stuff that really didn't matter, but I kind of thought that mattered. And, I was just mentally fucked. And it was just because, I had no control, purpose or fulfillment going on in my life right at that point. And it was just a point of getting up, eating, working, going home, eating, going to bed. Groundhog Day, I'm sure some of you can relate to that, and it's very difficult to snap out of it, because every single day of our fucking lives we're dealing with one thing or another. It doesn't matter whether it's something to do with your partner, whether it's something to do externally, whether it's something to do with your work. Okay, we're fucking continuously consuming stuff that is trying to knock us off our path, trying to distract us, trying to piss us off. And over a bit of time, it's mentally warping us. It's mentally fucking draining us. And you end up almost giving up on yourself. And without even realising it, you're not yourself. You're in your own little world. There's no vision, there's no goal, there's no way out. You think it's nearly the end. You think this is probably how life's going to be. Is it worth even being here? And those are just some of the thoughts that I was having at the time. And I think it's important to understand and recognise some of those signs. And even if you are mentally warped right now, the likelihood is that you're probably not even going to listen to this. But I think the difference is the light switch for me was the self-awareness thing. And I talk about this all the time. The self-awareness, when you're suddenly really aware of the fact that you are mentally fried. Once you can almost admit that the problem's there, it's then working on solutions to get it better, for you to be better. Okay, and there is no right or wrong way of doing this, but there are ways that you can go and see people who are counsellors and who are people that will talk to you, but there's also small things that you can do for yourself. And I think it's really important to understand that wherever you are right now in life and in your journey, that is not the way it's going to stay for the rest of your days until you die. You might think it is, you might not see a way out of it, but I can promise you, having been in that position to where I am now, there is a way out of it. The way I got out of it was having a moment of clarity. You might have seen my video, but it was with me running. You know, I was like hitting about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, wide awake, wondering what was coming up next in life, wondering what the future was going to hold, wondering where I was going to get my excitement from and my drive from after having been in the Marines, and then suddenly lacking that, where my next adventure would be. And I just went for a run. So, you know, the whole part of my mind process was like, let's go for a run in the middle of the night. And if I'm honest, the reason I did it was because I felt that if I went for a run in the middle of the night, it would almost simulate me being back in the Marines and doing something on a night mission, which is, I know, daft. But I went out and went for this half an hour run, which ended up being I think it was about 2 hours, 47 minutes worth of running. I just fucking run. And then that black cloud that we tend to like fucking submerge ourselves in, that black cloud that consumes us, the black cloud that makes the wrong decisions for us, was lifting. As I was running, it was lifting, and it was just allowing my body and my brain to relieve some of that stress, that mental exhaustion, some of that mental fatigue that had been building up over and over again with negative thoughts, with poison. And I wanted to be a better person. I wanted to be a much better version of myself. And after that run, I realised the one thing that was always going to make my life better was going to be exercise, was going to be fitness. You know, I was a physical training instructor 2 years before that. You know, I was probably in the top 5% of the fittest people in the country when we had finished our course. So I thought, I'm going to get myself back in that shape. And I fucking went to it. I got to work, started training really hard. And what was happening is that suddenly I was starting to wake up, starting to come out of that slump, out of that shithole. The mental fatigue broke down slightly, dispensed slightly. You know, the days looked clearer. There was purpose, there was vision, there was passion for life again. And I can only give you what I went through as experience of telling you that exercise works, that it helps relieve some of the mental strain that you face every single day, all of the things keeping you up awake at night. And if we don't train, if we don't exert that energy, if we don't allow us to drop the baggage, somehow we carry it around with us, and it ends up becoming a very, very heavy burden that you will keep putting problems in and not dealing with. So my biggest advice for you as we go into the weekend is look to exercise to help you not only become fit and a better person, but help you reduce the mental strain going on. The mental strain you are facing every day with all of your responsibilities, all of your stress, all of your frustration, all of the things that you think that matter, your mindset, and everything else going on around your mindset. Allow the exercise to be able to come in, help you, relieve the pressure, relieve the stress. And after a couple of weeks, I promise you, you start seeing things clearer. You start seeing the bigger picture. Your self-awareness is what I talked about earlier, becomes better. You can then start feeling like you're strong enough to deal with some of the problems in tow. All right, guys. So I'm just going to leave it there. I just wanted to share that little bit of experience because I know probably a lot of people are feeling it mentally right now, straight back into the new year. Lots of new pressure going on. Lots of probably money worries, probably stress with going back in routine after Christmas, after having a great time. So it's probably a tough time. But keep your training up, whether it's walking, cycling, whatever the fuck it is. Do something to relieve that mental strain. All right, guys, grab you soon. Take it easy.